Two guys and a mic back after a month-long hiatus, maybe a little longer than a month.
It's been a
I was
long
traveling,
time.
you were traveling. It's good to take August off and have a little bit of summer, and we did that. Where did you go? What were your, where did you get away?
Well, we did make a road trip up to New York as we continue to deal with my mother's apartment up there, and that was a lot of fun. I think I told you coming back, I decided I wasn't going to stop and make the trip all at once, but we
You're
hit a lot of
crazy.
traffic, and it was a 24-hour drive, my friend.
That's crazy. I could never do that anymore. Not anymore. No
I
way.
know. Yeah, but you know what? You're doing it, and then you hit traffic. So you say, should we stop or should we forge ahead? So he said, maybe the traffic will break and we'll keep going. And we hit traffic. Then we kept going. Then I said, at this point, we're 4 hours away. Let's keep going. At this point, we're 3 hours. And before long, man, I
Yeah, but
kept
you
pinching
were,
myself to
I
stay
was gonna
awake.
say, you're not exhausted or have the air conditioner cranked on 10 to keep you cold and awake?
I had everything. I was drinking Red Bull. I was pinching my face and meanwhile, she's out like a light. So I figured, whatever, I'll do it. But we got here and then you got the adrenaline is going after you have about 15
Yeah.
cups of coffee.
Then
But
you can't sleep.
yeah, but I don't know, man. Like you said, it's exhausting. I used to do those trips from Nashville to New York, and I did the one trip with Christopher from Denver to New York, and we stopped in Idaho or something. But a lot of driving in my life, my friend.
It's two guys and a mic, Jim Ryan along with Mark Rizzo. We're just kind of going back over. It's the first show in a while since
We're
we took a little
back.
break, a little summertime break. We went north too. We went to, well, we went a couple places. Went to visit some relatives. Kathleen's cousin lives in North Carolina, so we did that. That was the longest stretch of driving. We did it once. Then we were in Virginia because we have a new grandchild. So had that birth of
Congratulations.
the
Very
little
nice.
grand. Let me see. I don't know if you can't really see it.
You got a little shine on it there.
Yeah, that's Diana. I wish I could get a better picture. But I'll have to find a better way of doing that. But anyway, baby Diana was born. Um, and that was interesting to be at, you know. And then we went up to Jersey for a little bit. Also went to my family reunion in Breezy Point for a day at the beach.
Nice.
And then we drove back and we did the reverse. We stopped again for a couple of days in North Carolina to break it up. But then coming back that last day was a 14-hour drive because of
Nothing. Try doing 24. Come
I know
on.
because of some weather problems and traffic around Jacksonville. But what I wanted to say was I stopped at my first ever Bucky's.
Bucky's, you told me.
Oh my good man, this place is amazing.
I've passed it, but we've never stopped. I always seem to pass it and I miss the exit. But it's something, isn't it?
It is like the biggest convenience store on steroids you ever saw in your life. There must have been 100 gas pumps if there was one. I'm not
Wow.
kidding. And you walk inside, everything is clean. Obviously, there's a lot of shops, shopping stuff and tchotchkes and t-shirts and tourist stuff. But they have this wall of like fountain drinks, and in the middle, they're cooking up briskets and pulled pork and all this stuff, and then they're yelling when they put a brisket on the table to cut it up, and everybody all the employees in the store yell brisket on the table, and it's like,
Hmm.
but it was really good. I did have a
Oh,
sandwich.
so you
There's
had
no
the
place,
brisket.
yeah, there's no place there to sit down, like tables and stuff like that. They don't have that. It's basically grab it and go and eat in your car. But the restrooms, I've never been into a men's room where there's 55 urinals.
Wow.
If there's one, and everything was super clean.
Hmm.
You stop at some places to use, let's face it, you stop at some,
Scary.
yes, it's scary. And if it's scary for guys, can you imagine what women feel like when they have to sit down?
Oof.
So this place, spotless, spotless.
Yeah,
And
well,
of
we
course,
stopped at a couple of gas stations on the way, and Marion was like, I don't know about this bathroom. It's like,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
weird. It's scary.
But whoever thought up this genius because it's 24/7, it's
But
super
how many
clean.
are there? Are there a lot of
I
Luckies
I
throughout the
know
US?
I know there's a couple in Florida on 95, or there's one. I know that we ran into one in Brunswick, Georgia, but there's one in South Carolina, one in North Carolina. I
Oh,
didn't see
so there
one in
may be a lot.
Virginia.
So is it on the way? Is it on 95 all the
It
way?
is on 95, right off 95 in
But that's the
Brunswick,
one that
Georgia.
always saw the sign of like the beaver or the chipmunk, whatever the hell
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
So,
And I think they're on other highways. I know they're talking about putting a couple on I-75 in the area that you and I live in, but
Yeah, I saw them talking about that. Interesting. Well, I'll have to.
unbelievable place.
Well, the next time I make a 24-hour drive, I'll stop by and
You can't
see
do
what that's
that.
like.
That's dangerous, Mark. Come on.
Yeah, I know.
That is dangerous.
But normally it's like 18 hours. It's not as bad, but we hit traffic and construction. They were rebuilding roads and they do it all at night, so everything gets backed
Yeah.
up. But my
See, I didn't run
biggest
into that.
fear,
I
I
didn't
mean, the
run into
truck
that.
drivers are unbelievable. It's very scary the way the truck drivers are lately. And I'm always afraid I'm gonna hit a deer or something running across the road. But thankfully, knock wood somewhere, we've never hit that. But it's scary. It's scary. But
Yeah.
hopefully we don't do that anymore. But we had the car and we had to bring stuff back, so that's why we decided to drive. But
So
anyway, that was our summer.
I guess the biggest thing since you and I did a podcast, the royal couple got engaged. You know, Taylor Swift, Travis Kelsey.
I don't know
Uh,
what to send.
I know you're waiting on your invitation. Have you seen
Well,
some of the videos on Facebook and
you said
TikTok?
that.
My God, you would swear that these people were like waiting by their mailbox for the invitation, like they're going to be there. So Taylor and Travis getting married, probably I would think after the season. Speculation is she going to be this year's Super Bowl halftime performer? Well,
I've
I
heard that for years that she'd be perfect for it, but I heard she never wanted to do it. But
well
maybe
now
now
I
with
heard the other
Travis,
day.
they're gonna do it.
Did you see she was on the Today Show? And Savannah Guthrie wouldn't let. No, she wasn't. The commissioner of football was, and Savannah Guthrie would not let it go. Basically, he didn't want to comment. She kept pushing. He's got to talk to Jay-Z because it's Jay-Z's company that
Right.
produces this thing.
Right.
But he did leave open the possibility that she could actually
My
do it.
God, it'd be the biggest ratings ever. He's got to ask Jay-Z permission. Jay-Z would be crazy if he said no, but the fact of the matter is he may
I
not
can't
think
imagine that
she's
Jay-Z
hip enough.
hasn't already asked at one point, well,
I
would
mean, I
she
used to
do it?
hear rumors every year that she was, asked and asked and asked,
Yeah.
Listen, I've turned them down 3 times, so they're not going to ask me anymore. But that being said, I once heard, or some artist, somebody said that it's a no-win. It's really a
Right.
no-win because you could only mess it up. And can she get any bigger than she already is? So if you're her manager, do you advise her to do it, or do you just
Yes, because
remain?
I don't think I think the way the world is and how the Swifties are, it doesn't matter. She could get up there and burp for 45 minutes and they're going to say
So
it was the
what's in
most
it for
amazing
her?
thing.
What's in it for her?
Um, just being on the biggest, maybe having the most viewers ever when the ratings come out for a Super Bowl game.
Yeah, I know.
Um,
I mean, but like I
you
said,
know,
if you're a manager and does she really need to do it?
does she need to do it? No, she doesn't need to do it. Is it? Uh,
It'd be phenomenal. I mean,
it's an
Michael
event that a
Jackson did
lot
it.
of
Everybody done it.
yeah, and it's a
I
lot
mean,
of
everyone's done it.
people. It's an event that a lot of people watch that never watch any other football game a year.
It would be huge.
And
The numbers would be through
oh
the
yeah, the
roof.
numbers are going to be huge. There's no doubt about that if she does it. And she'll probably do it because I'm also hearing like, she didn't stop the Eras tour that long ago. So there's new albums coming out on October 3rd.
It would make sense, I guess.
And there's some rumors that, the Sphere is trying in Vegas to get her to
Wow.
do a residency there.
Oh,
Does
I
she
didn't know
want to go
that.
through another huge tour right now and doing that whole production to go around the world, or does she set up shop there sometime in the new year and
Wow, that would be
does
awesome.
her album there?
Holy moly, that would be huge.
Yeah, but
I haven't
there's
done
all
the
sorts of
sphere yet.
stuff. There's all sorts of stuff speculating on the internet, like Taylor, all the Easter eggs she dropped in the engagement announcement when she was on the Kelsey Brothers podcast.
Right.
Um,
She didn't do
we
ours to do
invited her
his.
here,
Yeah,
but
she wouldn't
the
do
two,
it.
they
She'd
didn't want to come.
have
So
to do my boyfriend's podcast.
two
Whatever.
two guys and a mic. Follow us on YouTube is the home base, but you can follow us anywhere on Apple, Stitcher, Spotify. Ring the post notification bell so you get the new episodes. And please like and subscribe. It costs nothing, and subscribership helps us out. So, as far as Taylor and Travis go, the day they did that, you did see the story that That's the day he proposed, the day they did the podcast, because she was in makeup already, and he knew
Uh-huh.
with his planning out there in the garden or whatever, there was going to be a lot of photos. So, that's why he
Made
supposedly
sense.
set it up that day.
Can't believe his garden looks a lot like mine. I mean, these people just copy. But listen, according to the Hard Rock, if they get married, are you betting under 5 years or over 5 years they stay married?
I say over.
Yeah, I think it's a real relationship.
Yeah, I think this might be Travis's last year, to be
Oh, for
honest with
him,
you.
yeah.
To
But
play, to play.
that's what I mean. But he'll have a lot of other
Oh yeah,
opportunities. He'll
yeah.
do a lot of stuff. I don't think we have to hold any bake sales for either one of them, my
No,
friend.
I don't see Travis playing more than this year and another year. I know he's only, 35 or whatever, but that gets to be old when it comes to professional athletics. So,
Exactly.
and he'll have other things he can do, and obviously, she's got the career that she has. It'll be interesting to see if there's any kind of prenup
Interesting. Yeah.
demands there. Hey,
So, wait, before you jump on that, speaking of how I spent my summer vacation and trying to
mhm,
tie this into Taylor Swift's song of Welcome to New York. Well, as I told you, we drove up to New York and we stayed in the city and we had a Welcome to New York moment, which reminded me that I guess in some ways I don't really miss New York. After a very pleasant lunch with our son and his girlfriend, we decided to walk back to the hotel down 27th Street.
mhm.
And lo and behold, in front of us, apparently a mentally disturbed and or homeless person, or maybe just somebody who had to take care of business. A woman decided to drop her underwear, show us whatever she had, and decided to poop in the middle of the street on 27th Street. So welcome to New York.
There
And
you
that
go.
that really sits well after you had a nice lunch.
Yes, and there's
So there's a New York City moment for you in front of a church too. So is that a double sin? I'm not sure.
there's leaders that are actually trying to protect that way of living.
Unbelievable, man. And when you go back with a new set of eyes in some ways, because I haven't been really in the city daily like I did for years, as you did, the city's changed quite a bit. And when you
Hmm.
see something like this, it still brings back memories of people, urinating in subways and homeless people I'd step over at Penn Station. But it's sad, but that's also, I don't know. I don't know what to do about something like that. It's just unbelievable, man.
Yeah, you pretty much just have to cross the street and because the city is not going to clean it up and they don't charge people with those quality of life crimes as they call it.
But if you have a
Um,
pooper scooper for dogs, do you have a people scooper for
yeah,
people?
curb your human.
Wow. So that was my New York experience. There you go.
Um, it's incredible. You know, ugh, oof.
Yep.
Hello.
You think about that, okay?
Hey, this is a story for our friend Patty. A man caught 2,172 fish in 24 hours. All right. That's the record for the most fish caught in a 24-hour period. It was a man in Illinois caught a whopping 2,172 fish, verified by the Guinness World Records book in September of. Wow. Wait a minute. Hold on. This is 3 years ago, and we're just hearing about it now. But the record has not been
Whose
beat
job is
since.
it to count the fish?
I guess somebody from the Guinness Book of World Records counts the fish.
Well, if you go back to your Bible school days, didn't Jesus tell Peter to throw the nets on the other side of the boat and he pulled in a bunch of fish? I think Jesus got the record, okay?
I've been fishing with our friend Patty when he's caught nothing but a clamshell, by the way.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Mr. Not the same
Wow.
fish. I
So, I
know.
mean, did he reel each one in or did he just have a big net, I wonder?
I don't know. It didn't say in the story, but that would kind of be
Ah,
cheating if you had a net, right?
yeah, but that's a lot of throwing out and pulling in and throwing
Yeah,
out and
yeah.
pulling in.
That's a lot of fish to haul in.
That's a lot of bait on your hook or something.
All
How
right, I
many
found
how
some.
many was he able to eat? That's the
Well, it
question.
didn't say anything about that. I found some surveys here, so I want to see what you think. All right. Where do you most often clip your nails? You
Uh,
personally,
in the bathroom.
in the bathroom. Do you realize in the bathroom, 40% of the people said that?
Okay.
Not surprising because I do it too, right? But 23% of people do it in the bedroom,
Ugh,
17% do it in the living room,
ugh.
and 12% will do it in the kitchen. Can you
I'm
imagine
leaving
doing
this
that in the
planet.
kitchen?
Honey, can you make dinner while I clip my toenails?
Yeah, and thanks for the extra nails in my mashed potatoes
Oh,
tonight.
gross.
And then 8% of people do it outside.
Well, that could be kind of easy,
Yeah, I
except
guess it's okay.
I mean the neighbors will be staring
The
at you.
kitchen just, oh God, how could you do that?
I don't know.
All right. What do you think the percentage of people think about a 4 day work week? That it could be more productive than a 5 day work week that we're used to? How
How
many
is it
people
more
do you think?
productive? Do you work more hours during the 4 days?
Yeah, you work about a 10-hour day, 4 days a week, but you have that 3 day weekend. So how many people think that would be a more productive way of life?
Oh, I'm sure a lot of people like it.
70%.
Yeah, of course. That would be
70%.
nice.
I mean, there's places that I know do that, and I think the employees are much happier for that.
Yeah.
And this is even pre-COVID, but now post-COVID even more. All right, one last one for you. What natural disaster scares you the most?
Mm. And
Which
it's
one
funny
do you
because when
scared
I talk
most?
to people, and we talk about hurricanes down here, and I talk to guys in the Midwest, and I talk about tornadoes, and I talk to people out west, and they have the earthquakes, which, I actually had been through one earthquake, and it's kind of like it before it happens, it's over. But I think the wildfires are scary. I mean, a hurricane you could kind of prepare for, or tornado they give you, you got to go hide in the basement, and that's kind of scary. But a wildfire, man, what was going on in California and all that stuff, I think that's kind of scary
Yeah,
because
so
that
that's
just,
that's
I don't know
really
how you run
scary
away from that, man.
because our friend of ours, Scott Fink, who hopefully we'll have on the
Yep.
podcast at some point, literally told me he had 30 minutes to grab stuff and get out.
Holy
You have
moly.
a life of 30 years in a house. You got a half hour to grab what you can and get the hell out because you're not going to be able to leave if you don't.
So can I ask, what do you grab? You grab the papers because everybody should have well, after we went through the hurricane, I was told you have a fire protected box with
Right,
documents and
right.
all of that stuff. I guess you take your birth certificates, your passport, your social security,
Yeah.
you know, condoms are important. You got to take those. Um, I don't know. I mean, you take
Well,
how many photos can you take or stuff like that? I don't know.
the number one response on this survey was tornado, by the way, which scares
Tornado.
me the most. And the reason is you get little to no warning that this is
Mm.
happening.
And it's
I
scary. It
went
just
to
destroys
college.
everything.
I went to college in Ohio, and one day the sirens went off, and I came from Florida because I went to high school in Florida and New York prior to that, where you didn't get, and this sounded like an air raid siren. I thought we were being bombed or something, and
Wow.
and my roommate said, "No, we have to go to the basement." So,
Oof.
fortunately, nothing happened, but literally, you get next to no warning that a
Warning.
tornado is coming. Hurricane, so that was 45%. Earthquake was 40%, and hurricane was 33. But the fire was down in the single digits, believe it or not, in this survey. But tsunami came in at number 35,
Tsunami.
35%.
Well, I don't think we're anywhere near a tsunami, but yeah, that's got to be scary.
Yeah, because the water all of a sudden just rises.
Wow.
Everybody think when you hear tsunami, everybody thinks it's this giant wave, and all of a sudden you see it crashing. But
Right.
it's more or less the wave might not be that big, but it's just the first wave pushes in, and then more and more just keeps coming in. Um, so but so that's kind of scary and freaky. Now that we live down here, hurricanes, but you went through a category 5 last year. I went through a category 5 a few years prior to that. So, and that's like, that's the strongest storm, the way they measure it these days. So, and you get time to prepare with a hurricane, right? You
Went right
know,
over my house, right over the top of the house.
I
Okay.
know, but
Scary.
3 or 4 days ahead of time, listen, there's a good chance you're going to have the hurricane effects
Yeah.
here.
And you
So you're
board
given
stuff
plenty
up
of
and then
warning. If they tell you to get out, which I never understand people that stay over on the beach areas where they can get flooded when
crazy.
they tell you to get out.
They drown.
Yeah, but a tornado, earthquake, there's no warnings to those. They just happen. So those scare me more than I think. But the fire is one, even though it didn't register on this very high, at only like, I think it was, oh, here it is, 8%. That's it.
Hmm. Well,
But
I was
maybe
in
they
an
didn't.
apartment fire when we lived in Queens. We lived on the first floor and the sixth floor of our building. This is how I grew up. my mother refused to leave the apartment, right? So the firemen are banging on the door telling us to leave. And I was a little kid. I'm looking out the window, and the fireman's telling me, get away from the window because he's hosing
Right.
the apartment, which was on the sixth floor. So there must have been some pretty big hoses because the kid on the sixth floor was playing with the Christmas tree, plugging it in, plugging it out, plugging it in, plugging it out. A spark caught the tree and the apartment caught on fire, but it was an old building. So we had concrete walls, so the fire didn't spread, but we had a bunch of water damage and everything smelled like smoke. And my mother refused to leave the apartment. And I remember my grandmother, and I might have told you this, my grandmother said, the firemen will rob you, and they usually throw whatever they want into their fire boots. They
Oh my
grab the
God.
jewel. So never leave the apartment. So this is how old people would think back in the day. So we didn't leave the apartment. My dad was at work, and we're watching water come through our ceiling. The mother did
Irrational thoughts. Yeah,
the
I
mother
don't
did
know.
not leave the apartment.
People get told to evacuate and they don't do it, and then they get all
Terrible.
upset when first responders won't come out to get you.
Yep.
I remember when Sandy hit in New Jersey, my brother-in-law, being the mayor of Seaside Heights, which is a barrier island, um, was going around and telling people, you have to leave because they're making us leave, right? So
Yeah. When they're
nobody's
telling you to
gonna
leave, leave.
nobody's gonna be able to come out here and get you. And if you stay, we need to mark your door of how many people are
Wow.
here. So I mean, that's just crazy,
Mm.
you know?
But I mean, but like you said, if you have 30 minutes to leave, what do you grab?
Well, when I talk to Scott about it, he goes, you just grab anything that comes to mind and you hope you get all the stuff, but it's impossible to get it all when you have something like that happening. And that was
Terrible,
like
terrible,
that was like
terrible.
an incredible inferno. And that's not something you can just outrun, you know.
That's what I said. The fires are scary. Oh,
Yeah. That's why I
wow.
think, yeah, fires are scary, even though they probably didn't ask a lot of people here in California on this survey. But hurricane, I think, finishes so far down because you get so much notice, whereas the
Mm.
others, you just don't. Tornadoes pop up,
I'm
and
checking my lighting to
yeah,
make sure
you
I have to
should
make
make
sure I
sure you
get
get to
proper
the
lighting.
makeup chair before we do these here.
Hey, it's been a
Uh,
long couple of weeks, okay?
I get
So,
it.
let me
It's two
tell
and a
you,
half. It's two guys and a mic, by the way. And my name's Jim Ryan. This is Mark Rizzo. We are doing our first show since July. We took the month of August off, and finished up a summer, and now we're back into it, and hopefully getting some more guests lined up. Please like and
yes, we have some
subscribe.
good ideas on people we want to bring in. It's going to be good.
Yeah,
It's going to
the
be a
Jim
good
Lampley
mix.
one, the last one we did was a very good one.
Yeah,
I enjoyed having Jim.
it was good.
Good to see him. What do
I,
you think? Who's your pick to be in the Super Bowl this year? Do you have one?
I think the AFC is going to have a surprise. I don't think the Chiefs are going to make it. I'm going to pull for either Baltimore or Buffalo just for a change of pace. The NFC, like we were talking earlier, I guess everyone's going to pick Philly, but if Philly doesn't make it, I don't know who else from the NFC could get in there. I mean, I just hope it's some new blood for a change. And I mean,
There's always
everybody
a
likes Kansas
surprise.
City, but
There's always a surprise team that at least could shake things up that you don't
I
see
hope
at the
so.
beginning of the year.
I hope so. And of
So
course,
go ahead.
what are we going to do about our Mets? You think we have a chance, buddy? You think we're going to make the wild card and go from there and get
Do they have a
defeated by the
chance?
Dodgers?
Yes, they have a chance. You know what
Short
the biggest
series and
chance
stuff.
is? Everybody's raving about the Phillies. Okay.
Right.
Well, the Phillies, if the Mets played the Phillies in the playoffs, they would only need to steal one game in Philadelphia. They could knock them out in City Field, where the Phillies can't seem to win a game.
Yeah,
It's in
well,
their
let's hope
head.
that continues. Yeah, let's hope that continues.
26 or 23 out of 30 or whatever it is that
Hmm.
they've played there, they've
Home
lost.
field. Yeah. Hmm.
So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how it shakes out. Do I think the Mets can make the playoffs? Yeah, but
Yeah,
this
I think they'll
next,
get in as a wild card, but I think all the years the Mets had good pitching. This is the one year they didn't have good pitching. Their bats are good. They go on streaks. I mean, you can't pick on Alonso, I mean, and Lindor and those guys, but
pick
I'm
on
not going to do it.
Alonzo. The Mets
No,
wouldn't be where they are
that's
if
what I
they didn't
said. I mean,
sign
it's
Alonzo.
amazing they got him back. Yeah. Well, he'll be a Yankee next year, so it'll be okay.
Uh, hey, moving into some better. Well, I don't want to say better, but uh, nicer news, I guess, or more exciting news. There's some good shows coming back real quick. In the next couple of weeks, you're going to get Only Murders in the Building, and my cousin
Right, you
all
like that,
involved
yeah.
with that. So season five's coming up. You got the new season of Tulsa King with Sylvester Stallone coming. The one with Billy Bob Thornton, Landman's going to be back in November. If you haven't watched
Right.
that, you got to get your eyes on that.
Right. You said
And
that's good.
I just read about the next Yellowstone spinoff. Ed Harris is joining the cast of Yellowstone spinoff that they're calling the Dutton Ranch. That's going to star Kelly Riley and Cole Hauser. They played Rip and Beth in the
Didn't
original.
watch any of that, but
You never watched Yellowstone?
nah, didn't watch.
Oh, you,
You
you
do
know
watch a
what?
lot of streaming stuff. We don't. We don't really watch a lot, except for
Because
The
you're watching The
Bear.
Golden Bachelor.
Oh yeah, well yeah, what's coming back in September? I got to
I
see these
know.
old
I got a
battle
story
axes.
on that.
Yeah,
I'm like, how do
these
you get
old
hooked
battle
on
axes.
that?
It'd be good.
Do you watch
Good
Love
stuff.
Island too? Are you one of those
No, no,
idiots?
no, no. We watch Law and Order. We watch High Potential, which is really good. We watch I don't know.
Hold
There's
on. Let
about
me
three or
let,
four shows we
let
watch
me
that we
finish the
like.
rest of this. Okay, the Dutton Ranch is going to come back, and Annette Bening is also joining the
Oh,
cast of this one. So that should be interesting to see. And
mm,
there's another one that Kathleen and I started rewatching this. I don't understand why they ever took it off. When it was on CBS. It had James Brolin, Diane Wiest, Colin Hanks. Those were the bigger names in there. And it was a comedy called Life in Pieces. And
mm.
it was about a family, and there was like four mini stories that made up each episode about the families. It was
Interesting.
like a Modern Family, but it was but it was similar to a Modern Family, okay? But it didn't get the amount of years that Modern Family did, but the writing was phenomenal. It was only four seasons long, but some of the funniest stuff in this show. You should get a chance if you get it. You can find it on a streaming service called Life in Peace. It's really good.
Interesting. Good.
Really, really good. I wish
Well,
they
yeah, it'd
had
be
kept that
full
going.
season.
So, yeah, I did see something about this Bachelorette or Bachelor. I can't believe you watched this thing. Um,
Yeah.
why?
Why not? I told you it's
September
great to see girls
24th.
crying. It's good to see women crying. I told you. I love when all
September
their hearts get broken.
season two of The Golden Bachelor premieres September 24th on ABC and then Hulu. A Detroit native
Yeah,
is
what's his
going to be the
name?
guy
Mel
this
Owens.
year.
He was a football player, but I never heard of him. Mel
Yeah.
Owens or something.
Yeah. So, yeah, his name is Owens. He
Well,
moved to
he
Orange County after his playing career. He's a Detroit native. Yes, he
never
was a
heard of him.
football player. And there's 24 women that are all going to vie for his affection. And
Oh, it
then,
never works out. It's just always fun
no,
to see how it goes on and on and on. And you know, I put myself in the position, say, I don't know if I would date her. Maybe I would date her. Maybe I wouldn't date her. But it's what do you want me to do? It's something we share together as a couple. Very few things we can agree on. So if she won't let me watch football or something, I'll sit through The Bachelorette, okay? What do you want me to do? Let's speak about your old stomping ground, Sirius, and what's going to happen with Mr. Howard Stern. By the time this gets on the air, I
it's
guess we'll know.
yeah, it'll be decided. I don't know what's going to happen there. I can't imagine that they're going to want to continue paying that kind of money for the amount of work they get out of Howard nowadays. What's
Yeah,
he
well, I
take the whole
texted you
summer
yesterday.
off?
I texted you yesterday, and I think from what I was reading that they're agreeing to some kind of a deal. So who knows?
I won't be surprised if they agree to some kind of deal. I just don't know if it'll be that big of a deal again. But
I
then
don't think they have the money. Who's got that kind of money to pay that?
he's got 95 employees. I'm trying to figure out what they all do.
95. I mean, that's ridiculous.
I know.
You told me that. I couldn't believe it. I
Well,
mean,
that's what I read. I always heard when I was there it was somewhere in the 50s, but then the news reports recently said no, he's got 95 employees. Well,
what do they all do? I mean, are they comedy writers? Or
what are
they
you
go through the
asking me for?
catalog?
I don't know. I'm not on the
I thought you
show.
had inside information.
No,
You saw the
don't have any
employee
insight.
cafeteria. Maybe you saw them all.
No, didn't see anything like that. I have no idea. It just seems like, you know, he's not the same. Let's face it. He's
No.
not the same guy that he was. And someone said this to me the other day. If Sirius pays for his archives, there's a lot of humor that he did in the 90s and early 2000s. You can't get away with doing anymore. You
Well, in
can't.
serious, maybe they can. I don't know.
No, no,
Who
no, no,
knows?
no, no. You don't think he would have people getting no, no.
Wow.
The stuff you can't do now They can't make a movie. You couldn't make Blazing Saddles again right now. People would be up in arms.
Oh yeah, with
If
the
you
jokes
show
and
a
stuff. Yeah.
kid today Blazing Saddles, they would look at you like, what did you people do back in the 70s?
It's well,
You
it'll be
know,
interesting to see what they're going to do because I mean, if they don't sign him and he does leave, I think subscriptions will be hurt. I think people do subscribe
probably.
mostly for him. But as you said,
No,
he spends
don't
a
go
lot of
down that.
time talking.
That's a Howard talking point that you're getting. I wouldn't
What?
say they mostly subscribe for Howard Stern.
Well,
Does he have a lot of
I think in the
people?
beginning
Yeah.
you're right. I mean, maybe when he went there, he brought a lot of people with
Yeah.
him. It's
Yeah.
just a matter of they stayed with him or not.
Right.
If you read the comments, a lot of people said they stopped because he's changed, like you said, and it's
Yeah.
about him playing the guitar and doing serious interviews and politics and stuff when they wanted to hear strippers and dwarfs. Can you say dwarfs? That's not
Does he
politically correct. Short people.
does he have an audience? Yes. Did he bring a lot of people? Yes. But there's also a lot of people that subscribe to Sirius that don't have access to his because they don't pay, for that connection to his
Mm.
show. They pay for, a
Right,
different level
distribute.
subscription when you don't get it, you know. So I don't know. I know I'm not sure that Sirius is in the position to invest that kind of money again. So,
It's a lot of money. Who's
but
got
I
all
don't
this
know.
money?
It's been almost, well, it'll be 2 years next March since I've been there. So
Wow, time flies.
yes, it does. How about this? I saw this and I said, we had already talked about Taylor and Travis. Did you see that the guys in Foreigner have offered to be her wedding band?
Florida?
Foreigner.
Why?
They're
Is she like
celebrating their,
foreigner that much or?
I don't know, but they're celebrating their 50th anniversary, and they did perform. They would love to perform at the wedding. Basically, I don't think is this Mick? Who is this? Hold on, let me make sure. Oh yeah, Foreigner posted an open letter to the couple on Instagram. Here's what it said: Dear Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, we know what love is.
Uh,
Uh-huh. We spent 40 years figuring it out, and now you guys have it too. It's a reference to the band's obviously biggest hit, I Want to Know What Love Is, which topped the Billboard Hot 100 back in 1985. Please accept this as our formal offer to be your wedding band. Best wishes, Foreigner.
yeah. Okay. The odds of that happening are the odds of you and me being at the wedding. Okay.
Listen,
Our audience doesn't even know who foreigner is.
No, but Taylor is the kind of artist who would know who they are and could do this thinking it was a cool thing to do.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
boy, those catalog sales would shoot up in a minute, wouldn't
Then why do you think they did it?
they?
Come on.
I
Now,
don't
I'm
think
not
that'll
saying
happen.
she's going to take him up on it, but I'd be hard pressed to knowing what I do know about Taylor is she's got a pretty good sense of,
When you think of a
music
wedding band, do you
history.
think of foreigner?
Do I think of Foreigner?
Yeah.
No, when I think
I
of a
think a
wedding band,
party band.
I think of some cover band that's going to play,
I
but
think Casey and the Sunshine Band is a better chance. Okay.
well, we'll see.
Get down tonight.
It's interesting and it's getting them some attention.
Sure.
So, you know, she'll drop an Easter egg. People start looking for Easter eggs that, say what she's going to
Foreigner.
do as far as that goes. I
If you're
guess.
her, where do you have the wedding?
Well, that's another thing.
The
Yeah.
Orange Bowl or
Where do you have this wedding? You know?
ay ay ay. I
And
guess
and
in
how do you
some
keep
I don't
it?
know.
How do you
France, you
keep
go out of the country,
that, but how do you keep it, the
private
details
island.
from being everywhere?
Sure, they would have it at a private island, I bet.
You think?
Yeah, somewhere like in the Bahamas, a private island that's owned by somebody where they could control the people in and out. You'll have a bunch of drones trying to take pictures. Yeah, they would have to be isolated. Terrible. I mean, it'd be nuts. Can you think of the logistics involved with this?
So, and now Jason Kelsey's four little girls have the coolest aunt ever.
Wow,
Yeah,
pretty cool. Well,
yeah.
hey, I
So
guess we'll know more about it.
since we last did a show, that big huge controversy that happened at the Coldplay show in New England,
Hmm.
where the kiss cam caught, you know, someone cheating on
Kissing
his significant other. Then did you hear the story? He wanted to sue the band. He wanted to
idiots.
sue the band. It's like you walk into a stadium. I'm pretty sure it's on that ticket that that you can't, if
You
you
can
end
be
up on
on
a jumbo
TV.
screen, that's the way it goes, buddy. You walked in here in a public place. So, um, so there's been the fallout from that. I don't know. I guess the guy stepped down and the woman is longer with the company. But some better news for Coldplay. Um, they just passed, where is this now? Hold on. They just their song Viva La Vida,
Yep.
all right, passed the 1 billion YouTube views mark. So
Nice.
congratulations to Chris Martin and the guys. It's a good
Wow.
song. Good song.
Yep. 1 billion. But then I read something about, what was it? The Weekend, A Blinding Light. Was that biggest ever downloaded or something, or streamed song? I saw
Might have
that the other
been.
day. Over like several billion.
I don't know about streamed, but maybe downloaded.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was.
Interesting.
Amazing. Yeah. Whole nother world, my friend.
Your boy Bruce is putting out an expanded edition on October 17th of the Nebraska album.
Yeah, I saw that come through. Not one of my
Yeah.
favorite albums. Okay.
A lot of people didn't like that album.
Yeah. Well, whatever.
Interesting there.
And
Have you watched this show? Everybody's raving about this. I haven't watched it, but Wednesday, about Wednesday Adams,
well, I'm now working the new Gaga song, which is from there.
because
Yeah.
she's going to be on in
Yep.
the
Yep.
episodes, the second season, part two are out now.
Supposed to be good.
Yeah, I hear a lot of people raving about it. I haven't tried it yet, but I think I'm going to.
Yeah, it looks
Wendy's
interesting.
did this whole thing. They redecorated some of their stores into this Wednesday theme, and the people were lined up
Smart.
around the block to get in. And it's
Smart.
like, would you ever line up to
I
get
don't line
into a
up for
fast
anything.
food
No.
joint?
No.
No,
I
you
don't think
don't
I'd
even
line up
line
for
up for the
anything these days.
bathroom.
No.
I'll just
Well,
use the bush over
well,
here.
or in New York, you just go right on the sidewalk. It's
That's
easy.
it. There you go.
You don't have to wait on any lines.
Waiting in line.
No.
Oh, there's a toilet. Oh no,
I'll
no,
just go right here.
that's the
Just like a
sidewalk.
German Shepherd would do. Just like
That's the sidewalk.
That's exactly it.
That's okay. Same deal. Don't
Right.
worry, the rain will come and flush it away.
Right.
That's how it goes.
Gross.
So what else is going on in your life? Anything exciting that you're interested in seeing? I mean, I talk about these shows and all you do is watch The Golden Bachelor.
Yeah,
Oh,
Golden Bachelor.
the only
Bachelorette.
reality show I do watch is coming back. And I'll tell
Which
you,
one's
I
that?
watched the Amazing Race.
Oh, well, the one we watched, which was kind of like that, which just ended, which was really, really cool. I can't think what the name of it was, where they have to pick their location and they can't figure out where they are and they're on the bus. It was really, really, really good. I
So
can't
my
think
wife
of the name of it
Kathleen
was.
says all the time, "What's so amazing about this? You only went $1 million for all that work." And I said, "That's not the amazing part, okay? The amazing part is the countries they go to
Well, that's what
and
this show was.
but
They had
all
to
the
guess where they were.
challenges, unlike Survivor, which is the same damn thing on a tropical island every damn season.
I
All
stopped
right.
watching that about 25 years ago.
Yeah, but at least with the Amazing Race, if they go to, I don't know, Amsterdam, they go to Denmark, they do
Oh, I
stuff
think it was called
in.
Destination X or something. It was really good.
Mm.
And they just signed on for a second season. And it was the same type of thing. They're on a bus that's got all the blackened windows, and they have to kind of guess where they are and where they're going. It's really cool.
Well,
And you
that's
had to
that's
get-
a little bit different. I mean, the contestants on Amazing Race know where they're going, but it's
Yep.
the challenges that they have to complete that are culturally associated with those places they go to.
Hmm.
You know, which is kind of cool. And they go, pretty much all over the world. They go from one continent to the next. So that's the only one I've ever gotten into and watched, but that's coming back with another season. So excited about that. But yeah, Survivor, I bailed on that. I said, I'm not watching this show again until they go to some place where it's freezing cold. Go
Hmm.
survive in the tundra. Do a Survivor there instead of on a tropical island.
How about Naked and Alive or Naked and
And afraid.
Afraid? Yeah. How about
Yeah.
how about they go to Alaska? How about that?
Yeah, that's asking a little bit too much, I think. No, I wouldn't do that. I've only seen the trailers for that. I've never watched an episode of that.
No, I mean, I don't know. Ridiculous. I think I
So-
would last about 2-3 minutes and I'd be done. Get me out of here. I'm not eating snails and trying to make fire and try to make like grass skirts or something. No, thank you.
So how about this? While not exactly being like what ABBA was singing about, passengers on a flight from Sydney witnessed an allegedly intoxicated woman. They're always drunk. That doesn't matter, man or woman, dancing through the aisle of the plane as it was taxiing towards a takeoff. According to the Australian Federal Police, the woman is also accused of swearing at the cabin crew and ignoring safety instructions as she turned the aircraft into her own personal music video. The
Oh, there
woman
you
was
go.
then sentenced to a fine and a maximum of 2 years in prison and cannot fly again with that airline. Do you really think you're going to get away with something like that and just be able to travel again? I mean,
I wasn't thinking. I had a couple of drinks. I'm sorry.
have you ever seen the videos? There's some videos, I don't think they're staged because it looks real, but these people are being asked to get off the airplane for one reason or another, right? And the captain and the staff don't want them on the plane anymore, and they refuse to get up and leave, inconveniencing the other 200 plus people on the plane, and they all have to get off so they can drag this person off.
It's so annoying.
The entitlement that some people show is just bizarre to me.
It's a
Like,
world of selfishness, and I can get
right.
away with
Well,
anything
the
I
rules
want.
don't
It doesn't
apply to
matter.
me.
No,
I don't
exactly. It
have to
doesn't.
follow the rules,
No, there are
you
no
know?
rules. How about the idiots that walk around the plane and take their shoes off? You ever seen that?
I've seen people on planes take their shoes off. I would draw the line if you took your socks off.
Barefoot.
I've slipped my shoes down. We did that flight last year
Yeah,
all the
but you
way
don't
to
walk down the aisle in your socks, do you?
Thailand. Yeah, I did.
You did.
I
Did you go
did.
in did you go in a restroom with your
No,
socks?
no, 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 no.
Okay,
No,
so
I
you
wouldn't
just
do
walk down the
that.
aisle.
I wouldn't do that. But I would walk down because, when I was on a flight for 15 and a half hours,
Of
I was
course. Well,
doing
that I could
laps
see.
around that
Yeah.
plane.
Wow.
I was doing laps and stretching because there was like two aisles, and there was like I guess you call it a galley, like a walk through to
Right.
connect both sides. So I was stretching, but yeah, I wouldn't go into the bathroom because God only
Ugh.
knows what happens in there. I'd have my shoes on for sure, but
Mm,
and most of those long distance flights give you slippers too, although
right.
they're not comfortable. They barely
Right.
fit on your feet. But yeah, I don't see a problem taking your shoes off on a plane if you have your socks on.
Right.
Barefoot, no, no.
I think there's a site passenger shaming on Facebook or something. And you see what people do on planes, and it's like so disgusting.
Yeah.
Speaking of cutting their toenails, I think I saw somebody cutting their toenails on the
Oh,
airplane. Huh.
that didn't make the list, but yeah, that's bad.
Yeah. Passenger shaming. If you look it up, you'll see. And
Oh, I'm sure.
it's
It's
like
amazing
posts
what
from
people will
people
do.
from flight attendants and stuff who've done it.
It's absolutely amazing what some people will do when they feel it's normal and it's not a big deal.
Well, I tend to take my underwear off on the airplane, but that's just me.
So here's something you might want to watch. There's a couple documentaries coming out. Have you seen the
Charlie
trailer for
Sheen,
Charlie Sheen? Oh
you sent
my
it to me. Yeah.
God.
Wow. Well, apparently he's on the straight and narrow now, isn't he?
Yeah,
But he's going
this
to
is
talk
something
about
I
everything
gotta
he did,
watch
though.
based on the trailer alone. It's like
Oh,
he's not gonna leave anything out, supposedly. I mean, it hooked me from the moment I saw the trailer. I'm like, I gotta watch this.
well, he was a train wreck for a while,
Ooh,
right?
yeah.
Wow, he was crazy, but he was the highest paid actor of all time on TV at one point.
At one point, yeah.
What was he getting? A million plus an episode?
Probably, yeah.
Wow. But I thought the people from Friends were making a million an episode too, but maybe he
No,
was,
not before he was making it.
yeah, so he was the
So,
first one.
and
Wow.
Colin Hanks, speaking of Tom Hanks's son,
Right.
he mentioned that Life in Pieces before. He's doing a documentary about
On
John
John Candy.
Candy.
I saw that too. Yeah. That
Yeah,
looks very nice. He was a good
that's
guy from what I hear.
going to be on Prime Video October 10th. I didn't realize that John Candy passed when he was like 43 or 44. He wasn't that old.
But what was it? A respiratory thing? Was it from
I think
smoking
he
and
had a heart
drinking or
attack.
something?
I think he had a heart attack.
Because he was a big guy?
Well, yeah, he was a smoker and it was a lot of
Oof.
things, but I think he just lived a
Sad.
very hard lifestyle. Um, but I think you know what, don't quote me on exactly what killed him, but I don't think he was the healthiest guy.
But can you imagine what Charlie Sheen? I don't think you could do
Yeah, how does Charlie Sheen,
one
if
day.
John
One
Candy
day
did
is
that,
Charlie Sheen. I- And I think according to the tease on the documentary, they actually are interviewing his drug dealer, and
yeah,
it's saying he was doing some size rock or something that
yeah,
was like
yeah,
incredible crack rock or something, right?
yeah. Yeah, well,
Wow.
the stories are legendary, but the
How did he
trailer
survive?
the trailer makes you definitely hook you into watching this. It premieres on Netflix next week. By the time this podcast is up and running, you'll probably be able to see it. So,
Interesting, man. I mean, wow. How much money you think he blew, huh? Between hookers and
and
blow
you know
and
what? That was such a good show. There was a lot of funny things on that
it
Two and a
was a
Half
funny
Men.
show. It was
It
very,
was
very
very
good.
funny,
Yeah, he was
especially when
good.
he was much funnier with him on it than Ashton Kutcher. But
Yeah, but they
that whole
still kept it going with
dynamic,
Ashton Kutcher. They still kept it
yeah.
going.
But the whole dynamic of, the kid
John
growing up,
Cryer. Yeah.
it was really well done. John Cryer's in
Right. I saw
the
him in it too.
documentary.
Yeah.
So he had very unique perspective,
He
working
was
with
right
Charlie
there.
for so
Yeah.
long,
Wow. Well, listen, it'd be a blessing if he survived and he changed his ways and he learned his lesson, but at what cost,
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
it'll be interesting to see if his dad and his brother make an
Talk
appearance
about
on
it.
this.
Yeah, but I don't think he's blacklisted. I think
No,
I think he could probably still do some work. I
yeah.
mean, if he's clean, they probably take him back,
And he was in some big movies. I mean, he did
A lot of
Platoon,
movies. Yeah,
he
Platoon was
did
amazing.
Major League, he
Wall
did
Street.
Wall Street, right? What else did he? He was in Hot Shots.
Yeah, that was cute.
Yeah,
Yeah, baseball.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
Major League was the baseball. Was
Oh,
Hot
that's
Shots?
right, right.
Yeah. Anyway, he was in a lot of big things. There was a time where he was very sought after and huge, and then he also did Spin City. Didn't he do that show for a while?
Or was that Michael J. Fox? I don't
Michael J.
remember.
Fox did, but I think then Fox left, and I think
And then he
Charlie
did it.
Sheen did it after that.
Jeez.
I think, unless I got it wrong, but I think he was
Wow.
part
What
in
made
that.
him crack like that though, man?
You know what? You're given everything. You got more money than anybody. You have a tendency, or you have an addictive personality.
Hmm.
Which he did, and he probably, he could do anything and get anything he wanted. What makes artists like a lot of people say Michael Jackson, Prince, and Tom Petty should still be with us if they hadn't been enabled by other people
Elvis.
to keep, yeah, Elvis, to keep doing the destructive things they were doing to themselves. Tom Petty and Prince needed operations, but they didn't get the operations. They masked it with the drugs. And I really, to this day, believe that Prince and Petty accidentally overdosed. They didn't
Oh, I didn't know
try
Tom
to
Petty
kill
died like that. I
themselves.
didn't know how he died like that.
Yeah, it was an overdose
Wow.
of painkiller because he had a bad hip, or I don't know. Prince had the hip. I don't know. He had something medically wrong,
Hmm.
And Michael Jackson was self-medicating with that propofol or whatever the hell that stuff is, but
Terrible.
not like when you go and a doctor does it and uses it on you. You know, they're controlling it. It's like when I had a biopsy done a couple of years ago on something, and on the form it said that they used fentanyl, and I'm
Hmm.
like, fentanyl, but it's not the stuff that people are getting on the street and
Right. It's
abusing
different. Yeah.
and doing that. This is medical grade, hospital grade. Doctors are administering it. They know what they're doing with it. That's the kind of thing that they're doing, not, buying something out on the street and giving it to you.
Yeah.
But
Did he say more milk, more milk? He was telling the doctor, Michael Jackson, because the
yeah, yeah.
terrible.
So, and they were enabled. They're surrounded by all these people that
Of
give them
course,
anything they
people want
want.
their money. Yeah.
Yeah.
They want to get paid.
So, and sadly, the same thing happened with Elvis. Like, right, he couldn't go perform on anywhere outside of America because that manager, the
Yeah.
colonel, couldn't
Mm.
step outside of America. He'd never get back in.
Right. Terrible.
Yeah. So
Unbelievable stories of stuff
sadly,
that goes on.
that kind of stuff happens. Won't happen with Taylor because she controls everybody.
Well, she's the smartest person in the room.
Yeah. Listen, I can remember the day she came to Sirius XM for the first time. She came with a guitar. She came up the elevator not by herself. She was with somebody, you know, um, manager or something. But they came up there and they sat in that lobby, 36th floor, waiting for the programmers to come out at different times and hear her play. Now, if she comes to that building, it's in the freight elevator, my friend. She doesn't come up the regular elevator.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, hey, give her credit, man.
Yeah. Got to give her credit
Amazing.
because she's
Very
definitely,
smart.
she's very, very smart. and knows what she wants and knows how to get it, and obviously has made a connection. I mean, come on, you gotta say that she has got the same kind of phenomenon or more than the Beatles had when they came here. At this
Mm.
point, it's crazy how people go nuts.
Yeah, I mean, and it doesn't seem like people have outgrown her because her
No,
younger audience just grows into an older audience and they stay with her.
yeah. And the promotion guy at one of the stations I work for here in Fort Myers, he was at one of the Philadelphia shows last year when it was, the tour rolled into town because originally he's from Philly and his daughter was there. And he's shooting pictures and stuff. All of a sudden, his daughter is screaming her head off. I mean, just screaming like uncontrollable, where tears are coming down. And he's like, what, what? It was more than what the excitement he thought, like something else was wrong. Taylor had tried out a new outfit that night that she had never worn on tour before, and this girl noticed it.
Amazing.
Yeah. She goes, she's never worn this before. This is, and then obviously, you know, the
That's
next day,
incredible.
yeah, it's nuts. Imagine the wedding dress she picks. How many people are
Oof.
going to copy that thing?
Who's the designer? He's gonna hit
Oh,
Lotto.
sure.
Speaking of Lotto, what about your Powerball? Did you win
I
1.7
haven't won
billion
anything
dollars
yet.
yet?
No, the drawing's going to happen before this podcast goes up, but I've played the last
700
three
million
times.
cash.
Yeah.
700 million cash. All right, Jim, before we go, you win 700 million. Just
Yeah.
you. What do you do with it?
What do I do with it?
That's what I was talking to Marianne
Um,
about. What do you do if you were this lone winner? And let me ask you, because I
I
asked
already,
one of
I'll
my
tell you.
friends in radio,
I'll tell
do
you.
you get a check and you put it in a Bank of America ATM?
No, you don't.
Where do you
First of
go?
all,
There's got to be
first,
special banks, right?
well, there's special banks, but first of all, you get a lawyer that you can trust.
No, good
Okay.
luck. Go ahead.
Well, no, you got to get a lawyer, but I would take care of,
Okay,
well,
your family. Everybody says that. Okay, you
yeah.
take care of your family. Okay. And then what? You still got $690 million left. Okay.
You know what I do? I do whatever the hell I want to do. That's what I
Still,
do.
what do? You buy houses in three or four
Yeah.
places.
Well, I have a house here, but I buy a house on the Jersey Shore.
Okay.
I'm buying a ranch in Wyoming because I love it out there.
Okay.
Um, Travel, and
Okay.
maybe I would go
Everybody
on
says
one of
that.
those world cruises. You get on a ship and you sail for 6 months and you go to all these different places.
Okay. Then what?
I don't know. I do whatever the hell, like I said, whatever the hell. I buy my own golf course, so I never have to
You
wait for a
buy a
tea time
golf
again.
course. Yep.
Yeah.
Amazing, man.
Maybe I buy my own radio station and just
Yeah.
operate it.
The
Never have to
Jim
worry about it.
Ryan channel.
Yeah. Never have
I
to
don't
worry
know,
about it.
man. I mean, I'd buy a house here, a house there, a house there. I'd I'd buy like a suite to watch the Mets. I could fly in and out
Yeah.
anytime I want to see the game.
Oh, you
Maybe I,
flying private the rest of your life. There's no more
yeah,
commercial
no,
airlines.
no,
No.
no, no. Because people cut their nails on airplanes, so I
That's
can't do
right.
that.
That's right.
I don't know, man. I'm kind of hoping like one person wins. It'd be kind of awesome.
So here's the bigger question. Are you taking the one lump sum or are you taking an annual payment?
No, I'll take the $730 million clear.
Taking it right all at once because you don't know how long you're going
How
to
I'm gonna
live.
live. And if I'm
And
gonna
you
go, I'm
also
gonna
don't
spend as
know
much of that as I can. I'm gonna
what if the lottery somehow went broke? No, 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 no. Give me my money now.
yeah. I still want to know what bank you go to deposit it, man.
There are banks in this world that will do that.
Uh,
Trust me.
I know I had asked somebody once about how
There
they
are.
get paid and what they do with their money. And yeah, there are special
Yeah,
banks
of
that you
course
and
there
I
is.
don't even know about that they just handle that stuff.
It's not that Bank of America can't take it. They just won't insure that much money. They can take it. But if
Yikes.
something happens, that you're not gonna you could lose it.
So what kind of car would you buy? Do you have a special ideal car?
No, I'd get a
No, I'm
new.
not really a car guy. I wouldn't be buying a Rolls Royce or a
I'd
Bentley.
get a new Chevy Silverado pickup truck
Okay.
tricked
All
out.
right. So you're a common man, my friend. You're not
Yeah.
buying a $400,000
No,
Rolls Royce.
I'd buy a
Okay.
boat, but not a yacht. I'd buy a nice boat. Um, um, but yeah, no, I mean, I pay off everything,
Yeah, but that's
for my
still
not
small
only my stuff,
potatoes.
but
Yeah.
I pay off my brother's houses. I pay off
Exactly.
my
Pay all your friends.
in-laws
Yeah.
and my niece,
How
my
about your buddy you do a
grandkids.
podcast with? Would you throw a
Yes, of
little
course,
something?
I'd give you some. Why not?
Thank you. I mean, you got 760 million.
Yeah, I could throw you.
Whoa.
I could throw
Boy,
you a
this
couple mil.
podcast would explode. We could pay viewers.
Yes, good.
Every podcast, we could write a check. We
We
could
could
see.
write a check. Hey,
Wow.
join us and we'll give you $100,000.
So I think a couple of questions we're going to answer shortly. I guess we'll see if Taylor will do the Super Bowl. We'll see if and when they get married and where they would get married. We'll see if the one person wins the Powerball. We've got a bunch of guests hopefully lined up, some famous, some not famous, some friends in the industry. And
Yeah,
then I had a couple of requests for some, yeah, can't talk, some serious topics if we want to go into that. Some people contacted me about some stuff that's kind of cool. So we'll see how our ratings going if we want to get into some serious topics. But yeah, some interesting stuff.
serious topics. We want to
Yeah.
laugh and joke here.
Yeah,
We
well, you
don't,
know what? There's both
don't
sides
want
of
to
the coin.
wave too much into politics. Wade, I should
No,
say.
not politics. Well,
Wade.
speaking of which, Alcatraz, alligator Alcatraz. Are they did that come out of my taxes? Because now they don't want to do it. They want to close it. They want to open it.
No,
Do
no.
I get my money back?
The last I heard is they just don't want it expanded. They can't stop what's there. It's been there. It's not like they built everything from the scratch. Um, that's the last I had heard about it. But
I don't know.
more importantly, how about the for us here in Florida? There's a proposal that we don't have any more property
Vaccinations.
taxes.
Oh, I thought you were going to get into vaccinations.
No, 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 no. Property taxes.
Well, that would be awesome.
Yeah, just the tourists would then get soaked even more than they do now. It's the only way
Who
to make up
cares?
that money.
I save on property tax. You pay a little bit more at Disney World. Okay, it all works out fine.
You know, vaccinations, you get vaccinated if you want. You shouldn't be forced to take.
Whatever.
I don't know if that.
Hey, listen, if you want your kids to get chicken pox, who am I to stand in
No,
your
no,
way?
no, no, not that. I think that's crazy. I think there are things, but I think the thing with the COVID thing, I understand why they did the Operation Warp Speed, right? We had problems, we needed people, but we needed something. I just don't know if all the proper testing was able to be done on it. I'm sure it's gotten better because they've tested since, but initially there was some problems. But that's always going to happen like that. But you know, the people that were fired from their jobs because they wouldn't do it for
That
whatever
is
reason,
ridiculous. Yeah.
that's a little ridiculous.
Well,
Okay.
sadly, I know people that didn't get the vaccination and died. So, I
Yeah.
mean, you got that too.
But I think what COVID was, it exposed a lot of people with underlying conditions that it really worsened what they had. You know,
That's true too. Yeah.
you
I
know,
mean, people
I'm
that
not
had other
knowing, I don't
issues
know
passed.
anybody who got the shot that died because they got the shot, but I also know there was a lot of stuff where they said, "Hey, get the shot and that's it. It's all done. You can't get it." And we knew that not to be true, you know.
And now
So
it's going around again. My mom got COVID at the home. I told you
yeah,
that. And I
but I
just
think it's
heard from
like
two other people that just got it.
I think it's one of those things that now they have so many things that actually do help work and battle it. It's going to be one of those things. It's going to be like the common cold. You can't, they never cured the common cold, right? We
Right.
still get colds. People get sick. And I think that's what COVID is going to end up being. It's not going to be the strains on these things when they keep multiplying to survive usually
It
get
just keeps
less
going.
lethal. I mean, look at case in point, AIDS, right? AIDS happened in the 1980s. It was a death sentence. All the people that got it
True.
died.
True.
Now, Magic Johnson's been living with it for 30 years.
Well, how about Charlie Sheen? Doesn't he have it?
I think he does.
Hmm.
You know, I think it's one of those things that, they have enough medicines now that it's not going to,
They can put
be,
it on.
yeah. And I think that's what's going to happen with COVID too. Yeah, there could be worse cases. And obviously, it's worse if you're elderly like your mother. But, you know, did we need to keep kids out of school for 2 years when kids
Scary.
were like the least affected population? You know, I
It's
don't
kind
know.
of like crabs. It's always going to be around.
Yeah, it's going to be here. Yeah. It's not going to go away
It's not going to
no
go
matter
away,
what
dude.
you do.
But before we go again, I saw the thing on Bruce Willis. I don't know if you saw that interview with his wife.
Oh, it's really
And
sad.
because they did say that in his lifetime or in our lifetime, they will be treatment for this, but he may have
He may be too
missed.
early. Yeah.
Yeah, he may be
And
too
my
late. It may have
understanding
affected
is
him.
everything about him physically is still fine
Oh,
except for
he's in good
this.
shape and all kinds of stuff.
And they
Yeah,
had to move him into a separate
a
house now
private
because,
house.
yeah. That's
And
sad.
she's got 24-hour care for him.
Yeah.
Very
I mean,
sad.
eventually they'll probably, what Robin Williams supposedly had, and I mean, he took his own life, they say,
Oof.
but the syndrome that he had, and look at Parkinson's. I mean, they're making strides with that too. Michael J. Fox is, um, suffers, and maybe he won't be cured, but maybe it'll be, they're making advances all the time, and that's a good thing, you
Wow.
know.
Unbelievable. Poor guy.
Um,
I mean, I never heard anything bad about Bruce Willis. I always heard good stuff about him.
yeah, I've heard good things about him too. I've never heard him
I mean, was
being.
this brought on by any drug use or alcohol? Was he abusive? I don't think he was he?
No, I just think it's one of these, I don't know. I don't really know. I don't, as far as I know, he wasn't a person who had a substance abuse issue at all.
Hmm.
I don't really know what brings this on.
And
This is an advanced, a different form of dementia, but a very
right.
aggressive form of it, I guess.
I hope yeah, again with the stuttering. I hope Billy Joel's going to be okay with his illness as well.
Speaking of which, did you see that documentary? That was a good one.
I started to watch it and then I stopped, but I want to go back and watch it because as you know, I'm a big fan of his, but I think that's serious. I think it's more serious than they let on, but I hope he can recover. I don't know if he'll ever play again. I think he says he will, but I think they always say that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, the effects of it, the dizziness and this, that, and the other thing. I don't know if you ever get beyond that. Terrible.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
See, you could win $760 million, and if you
That's
have
it.
a health issues, health is
Yep.
wealth, man. It doesn't matter.
Yep. Does not
Terrible.
matter.
Plus, I would donate money to some charities.
Oh yeah, I do that too. But some people are saying like, why would you bother? You see,
No, I
well,
would
they
help
do
out in a
say
lot of
you
different
shouldn't
things.
play the lottery when it's this big because everybody plays. You have a better
Right.
chance of winning smaller jackpots. But oh, why waste your money on that? You're not going to win. The odds are somebody has to win.
That's
I
what I
do
said
know
the other day.
this. I do know this. If you're not in, you can't win. If you don't buy a ticket, there ain't no
Yeah.
way you're ever going to win.
If
So.
you do a podcast and my side is dark, that means I won. Okay.
And you don't have to go out and buy. I mean, I had a guy in front of me the other day that bought like, $50
Hundreds.
worth of tickets.
Right.
And I said, "Oh, you're playing for an office?" "No, these are mine." I'm
That
like,
must be
"That's
nice. I would
okay."
have kept the $50 in my pocket. What do you think about
Yeah.
that?
But you could throw $2 down for a chance at a billion. I don't
I'm a
think that's
big,
going to kill you.
I spent $4. Yep.
Yeah.
And you have a
Mr.
better chance of getting hit by lightning 3 times in one day, I heard.
Mr. I had a bookie on call all the time. Okay.
Yeah,
You,
well, I was a big spender.
yeah.
I couldn't win anything. But man, oh man, would that be something else, huh?
We're
I'd be
both
happy
in a,
with 1 billion. I mean, 1.7 or 8 billion.
oh, I know.
Unbelievable.
We were both in a football pool. Um, that this is the first year since I joined that I actually have to pony up the entrance fee because I always want enough money to cover the entrance fee at least. But
You'll win
uh,
again. You're
the
lucky.
interesting thing is that one pool that we do, the Survivor pool. Do you
Oh,
know that place we do it at hosts all these other? There's actually a Survivor losers pool where you pick the loser each week, and you can only
oh,
use the one team
that's
every
pretty
time you
good.
do it. So you have to pick the team that's going to lose. I'm
Oh,
like, they bet on
I'd
anything,
take the
won't they?
Jets and Giants. You could bet on that to
But
lose.
you can only, you if you use the Giants this week,
Right,
you
right.
can't
You're
use them
done. Yeah.
again.
That's pretty cool, though. I like that idea. The
So
loser.
they will bet on anything. It's
Unbelievable.
crazy. So my friend Rob, who is in a college football one that's like that, but you have to bet on a Power Five conference school. In other words, you can't like Ohio State's playing Grambling. Okay,
Mm,
you can't bet. Oh yeah, Grambling's going to get killed because they probably will because it's such a mismatch. You can't use that. You have to use, two teams that are more evenly matched.
right.
But yeah, you're picking the loser again.
Yeah.
That's crazy. How many
Wow.
times will the quarterback start the cadence with the letter A? I bet you
Or
can
the
make
color
bets
of
like that.
Gatorade. How about that? The
Yeah,
Gatorade color all the
you
time.
can
Yeah.
make bets in Vegas like that, I'm sure.
I actually Googled where the Gatorade tradition came from because Marianne asked me where that came from.
For the
Because now they're
University of
doing it in
Florida.
baseball too.
Oh, the
The Gatorade.
tradition.
Yeah. It actually started with the Giants, Bill Parcells.
Oh, did it?
Yeah. Because now
Interesting.
the Mets are doing it when they the
Yeah,
few
yeah,
times they win, they actually spill Gatorade on each other and
yeah.
stuff. So now it's in baseball, but it started at the Super Bowl with Parcells.
And Gatorade used to come in, I remember when I was back in my high school days, it came in either the lemon lime or orange. That was it.
Right. Yeah, now
Now
it's
you
everything.
got purple, you got red, you got, I mean, it's ridiculous, the
Blue.
colors. Yeah,
Yeah,
blue. There you go.
blue. All right,
All
Mr.
right.
Jim. I think I
Two
gotta wrap it up. I have very important stuff coming through on my phone.
two men and a mic, two guys and a mic.
And we'll have our
Um,
guests coming up, and we've got some good stuff, and it'll be a nice
I
now that
said
we
two
took the
men
summer
because of
off.
2.5 men. No, it's two guys and a mic. Like and follow us and subscribe. It costs you nothing. Please ring the notification bell so you find when new episodes are up. You will find us not only here on YouTube, we're also on Stitcher and Spotify and numerous
Still
other
big in
places
Korea. I keep saying that. Very big.
where you get your podcast.
Exactly. But wait, before you go, I did tell you that our podcast with Johnny Resnick from the Goo Goos, I had an alert that we were like top 25 in Canada one week. So that's pretty
There you
cool.
go.
We're big in Canada now.
Yeah. Johnny pulling in the Canadian numbers. It's not you and me, my friend.
Well, we taught him everything he knows.
Yeah. All right. We will be back with a new episode soon. So thank you
Stay
for
tuned.
tuning in. We'll cover more exciting topics. And Mark will give us his odds on who the Golden Bachelor is going to pick. Because
And
I'm
what I did
sure.
with my $600 million.
Yeah, well, if you win that, since I'm going to be getting some of it, we might not have a podcast.
No.
The next podcast we do will be from the beaches of Hawaii. How about that?
It'll be the private island where we'll be hosting Travis and Tara's wedding.
Yeah, we'll be hosting the wedding. All right, see ya.
Take care.
1 second.